Good to see everybody today. I want to bring this committee to an opening, and I would like to have the roll call made.
Right, Mr. Davis?
Present.
Mr. Warren?
Present.
Dr. Miller? And I will note that we have Mr. Scarce in attendance.
Okay. Do we have any items that need to be added to the agenda today?
No, sir, not from us.
All right, I'm hearing none. Do we have an approval? Can I have a motion?
To approve the agenda, Mr. Chairman.
I second it. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. New business, Gospel Tabernacle Ball Field request.
Mr. Chairman, you have a letter from Pastor Stone. The request that we use are, I'm asking for a donation of a parcel of land that is currently owned by the county. I believe it's about 7.5 acres in size. You have a copy of a map on the back of your agenda item. And Mr. Stone is here to make a presentation to you this afternoon and to answer any questions you might have regarding their request.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Hicks. Reverend Stone.
So good evening to everyone.
All right.
Thank you for allowing me this space to come and talk about our request here. This property is located across the street from a property that our church purchased back last year on Northside Drive. We were successful in purchasing the old Northside High School, and we've since then is in the process of turning that into a community center. And the community center there will bring a lot of different activities for our community, much needed activity for our community. Since being there, we've noticed that the property across the street there does not get kept up real well. One of the things that we've done is we have a project called the Go Green Project in the community. And myself, along with staff members and some of the children in the community, we're presently right now going throughout the community, which is on the north side, Mill Stream, Payne Street, Cheney Lane, and we're picking up some of the trash that is along that community. In 2 days, we accumulated over 25 bags of trash in less than a half a mile in radius. So that's how bad it is. I've since spoken to VDOT concerning the bank that's on that ball field. The town manager in Redmond shared with me that they have some type of deal with the county to cut the field, but VDOT is to cut the bank. Since us being there in that year, we've never witnessed that bank to ever be cut. It's a sore eye to what we're trying to do in the community. And one of the challenges that we have is trying to bring hope to the people that live on that side, or that side of the town. And in doing that, we're trying to encourage our youth and people there that how important it is to keep our area clean and safe. And in doing this, this huge 7.5 acres of property never get cut. It still has the old fence at the backstop that's leaning, it's rusted, it's torn to pieces, and it just looks bad. But we're given the opportunity to maintain this property, whether it is in our possession to do so, then we'll be responsible for bringing it up, making it look nice, making it be very appealing for the community, and also give us the opportunity to bring safe activities to our community at large. So this is one of our efforts in doing this. We've been very successful in this community center that it has brought our community together. And doing this is the next piece that would truly help us. So I come to you to ask you for your assistance and your help. And I think that even with seeing this property, that I don't foresee anyone having any other interest in this property. So I would say that the best, probably the most interest in the property would be us. And I think in the years to come that it will be beneficial to the county Because one thing, the county would receive some property tax income from it. So this is my request, and thank y'all for hearing me, and I'll be glad to answer any questions that anyone may have.
Members of the committee? You don't have any, any questions?
I may have some of the staff.
Oh, me. Mr. Scares?
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Hicks, I want your overall view of this, if you will, I want your angles, all of them.
Well, I can tell you, we have not maintained the property, I know that. I talked to Darrell, he said we mow it down maybe once a year. So it's sort of out of sight, out of mind, as far as our staff is concerned.
Have you been over there to look at it?
No, sir, I have not.
Okay, what else we got? What else on that? Yes, sir.
The last piece of property that the church got from the county, you got some property recently.
No, that's not us.
Okay.
That wasn't.
We had a church come in recently and got some property. Tell me what we did on that, because I think I remember, but I want to be sure.
I think we gave them a very small parcel for a sign.
Okay, now you're referring to
Blair's or Stone?
No, you're referring to the Northside alumni.
That's
Yes.
right, that's right.
Northside alumni.
We had a.
There are two of them.
Yeah.
One, we just gave them a teeny place for sign,
Yeah.
and then there was another church in that vicinity that they were willing to purchase it, and we put the auction on Gov Deals, and I believe they ended up purchasing it.
They purchased it.
And that enabled other people to have a crack at it as
For
well.
a novel thing.
Yeah.
And that's what, I would love to see you all have it,
Mhm.
but that was what the board kind of directed on any surplus properties, whether it be vehicles or office equipment or anything, we were gonna post it on the site and give,
And we took a
fairness and
significant.
transparency and all of that, you know, we wanted to not be able to say, we'll give a preferential treatment.
And of course, that was a much smaller
No.
parcel. This one's.
No.
This was the second one. We did
That's
do
two.
it. We did do
The
it.
little piece you're talking about was nothing, I mean, that was
The one you're talking about.
Yeah, but even the other one's a small parcel, it wasn't very big, was it?
Other one was for Elbow Missionary Church, and I don't know what it was, but.
It was like 3 acres.
Yeah, I know that I know we let it go.
And that was the old playground.
Yeah, and they got it for like
Way less than the
$8,000 or
assessed.
something, way less than the assessed value, something like that.
Right.
And I think the assessed value on this one is
It's crazy. I would-
75.5.
Yeah.
And I would say,
Way out of the,
more than likely, the county wouldn't get any tax on this because you're a religious affiliate. They'd probably be tax exempt if you applied. That being said, we would save maintenance issues and administrative costs, so.
it's just a matter of, you know, for me, Pastor, I'll be honest with you, I'd love to just say, here you go.
Mhm.
The problem we have, if we don't go through a procedure, everybody comes back down the road and say, why did you do it this way for them when you did it this way for the other one,
Mhm.
most recently? And then sooner or later, somebody's gonna come along and say, well, we want this piece that may not have the issues this one has, but then they're gonna throw it up to us that we've been able to do it a different way for you all. I hope it works out. 100% for me that you get it.
What about this? What if we, because we have made a tremendous investment. I mean, even personally right now, we're putting a new roof on the building that we got. That's costing us way in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
So we're pretty strapped financially. But I know in the last meeting we had talked about possibly a lease and something like that we could do a lease I know they mentioned, I believe Mr. Palmer mentioned a dollar lease. Till it gives us an opportunity to get in a better financial situation down the road. You still get the same benefit of us maintaining it, but it gives us time to get in a better financial position. So therefore, we'll be competitive if someone wants you to put it on the market. Because what I would hate to happen if you guys put it out there on the market and then we're not in a position where, and somebody outbids us, then you guys definitely gonna go with the highest bidder. Then we lose.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
Dave.
Yes.
Could we draw up a lease that, say, for a couple of years with so many renewals?
You could.
Well, let me finish
Okay,
my
sorry.
question so you can answer it all at one time. And could we, in that lease, stipulate similarly what the property is going to be used for as far as community activities and available to the youth and all that? And I'm assuming, Pastor, you'd be okay, and if not, tell me, you all would be okay if we said in that lease incorporated youth just within countywide. I know it's going to probably be just Gretna, but countywide, you would be okay with saying, hey, it's going to be available to all county youth for us to work with them and mentor them and all that?
Absolutely. Now, with the stipulation that, we're not going to subcontract it.
Right. No.
With someone else. Anything that
under your guidance.
Right. Correct. As long as it's just not open to where anybody can just come, whether it's locally or non-locally. Anybody that uses it, whether it's right in Gretna, we want the say-so to say, hey, yes, no, yes, because anything that goes there, we're going to resume the responsibility of everything that happens there.
Mr. Chairman,
We don't want to open it up to like an open park, per se.
well, Mr. Chairman, I like the mission. I like the fact it's going to be open to our youth. It looks like it could be a good avenue. I know that they're trying to get some boy and girls activity going up in Mount Airy, so
Right.
They're already trying to do some things up there to improve mentoring of youth and all. So this would kind of just add to that. So, I think for me, I'd like to see our county attorney try to work with the church to come up with a feasible lease that could be acceptable to both parties. And then let's look at leasing it for a while.
I need to make sure, because there's some weird rules about leasing to religious organizations. I want to make sure that it's allowed, which I think it is. And then just remember, if under the state code, 15.2, 1800, anytime a county-owned property is a leasehold interest or sale or whatever county-owned property occurs, we would have to have a public hearing down the road where your supporters come speaking forward, and if anybody else wants to speak against it, they could. I'll be happy to research it and draw up a lease, and then maybe we can just put it on a future board meeting, have a public hearing, have some discussion, and see if it works for all parties involved.
Okay. Now, only thing with that, with the lease, I would want to look at the fact any upgrades. For instance, something has to be done with the backstop, that fence. It's all right. And my plans is to play softball, play baseball. But in that, that some fencing has to be done.
Right.
And I want to make sure that I'm not getting into a situation, with Lisa and I spend the money and bringing fencing in, and then down the road I'm back at square one.
Well, couldn't we say something, Mr. Chairman, or attorney, that consideration will, if they do improvements and all, if they purchase it in the future, it comes off the purchase price?
Yeah,
provided you provide receipts.
Correct.
To the county, so they know what it costs. So if you buy it in the future, and that's what the church wants, then that would be deducted from your purchase price. It seems reasonable.
And what I'll ask you as well, and I have to do some research. We have to do some research on how because any events that we do, we definitely will be insured.
Sure.
So I have to figure out
Yeah.
all of that.
What typically happens in a lease situation is you get the insurance and you name us as an additional insurer.
Correct.
If something happens, you know, we get the money. But, I'll get with you, we can have a couple options. It could be a lease to own where, you know, any of your improvements taken off the top. In Virginia, typically for municipal leases, they frown upon anything over 9 years. They want you to do a franchise, which is different than a lease. But we could structure it so that it works for you. I mean, you would insure it, any improvements you did, and you sufficiently documented to us could maybe take off the purchase price. You know, you would maintain it, stuff like that. So
I see the upside. It is a tremendous upside to what we're trying to do for the future of our youth, for the community at large, as far as even the upkeep of it. You know, it's definitely an upside. And if you haven't had the opportunity to go over there, you know, recently, and to see what we have done thus far, we have made tremendous strides to the school. So I mean, even on the inside, we cleaned and we remodeled. We have an awesome fitness center inside of it. Our community center now, we feed over 120 families every month, you know, free of charge. You know, we have a mentoring program where we do life coaching with kids, parenting, counseling. You know, so it has been. I've already seen the positive. You know, so we just now need to make that next push, and I think the benefit of it will be great.
Pastor, I will tell you this. I think when we get to the point of the public hearing, some of the things you just said right there need to be included in your presentation.
I'll put it this way: when we get to the point of the public hearing, y'all might want to get some more seats. So we're gonna hack it out like a Sunday morning service.
Well, that's good. I mean, I just think, I feed 120 people a month. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, we do it every month.
I mean, that's
consistently.
I mean, that's a good thing for the kids.
Yeah, that's what we do. And
I know you're doing good things there, because we had some CSA preventative, how do you get to the youth, you know, before they have a path where they can be good children or troubled children, and your name was the person to talk to down in that area to assist us with that. So I know you're doing good things down there.
I spend a lot of time in the schools.
Yes.
You know, and the catch is, you got to catch them in the elementary school.
Right.
If you wait to high school, you can forget it.
Right.
So, you know, we're excited. You know, we've put we got 5 kids we've put in college. You know, right now we got them at Longwood University. We got Hampton, North Carolina A&T. You know, we're putting kids in school, and we help them stay in school. It's one thing to go, and it's another thing to stay. So, you know, our ministry is way beyond Sunday morning. I mean, this coming Sunday, we're launching a new project called Kingdom Kids, and actually it's a Sunday morning service geared to kids from K through 12. You know, and because these kids, they need it. They need hope. They need hope. And me being a local bail bondsman, it just frustrates me that I've seen so many kids that have state football rings from that run high school football, and then they got to pay me to get out of jail. I've seen it too many times. I presently just today come from a funeral of mine. One of my affiliates at my church, he was my armor bearer. He travels with me every day. He's with me all the time. And we just left from burying his brother. It was his brother that was murdered last week in Daniel. You know, and it's just too much of that. And the nonsense has to stop. But it's not going to stop with just meeting in rooms. We got to get out. We got to get out. You know, we got to meet these kids where they are. We got to meet these parents where they are. And I'm not afraid. You know, I've been on both sides of the fence. So, you know, I'm fortunate now to be blessed and pastoring and doing well. But I also grew up with no lights and no food. I know what it's like. And these kids know that the necktie, it's more to me than just a necktie and a suit. They know where I come from. You know, I've been an open book all my life, so they know that what I'm talking about, you know, is true, because I'm a picture of it. You know, my message is from my own life, and kids gravitate to what we do. They listen to me, and I think we can make a difference. And I'm so excited about it. I really am.
Well, my commitment to you is tomorrow I'll be calling you, and
Okay.
we'll set up a time
All right.
where we can hammer a deal out and bring it to the board and see what they say.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
Timeline-wise, I think we're looking at the June meeting where they would set a public hearing date.
Sure, if we can work it out, we'd meet the third Tuesday of June, which is what, June 19th, something like that? So, we could, if we can get our act together, we can do that. If not, we can do it in July, but.
Public hearing.
Yes, sir. By the way,
Mine's June 1st.
mine and my wife, I married a twin. Her brother's the 20th. He got married the next day. So we got married on the 19th. We dated 4 weeks, been married for 37 years. So anyway, no, I want no kids on the way. But I'm going to tell you this, Rev. Me and Mr. Farmer and myself, we were ready to go and give you that right off the bat. We were drew in by the chairman at that particular time. So wait a minute, we got as well as a county attorney that does an outstanding job. We got probably the best county attorney in the state of Virginia right now. That's no kidding. Doing an outstanding job, and he can get us through the weeds, and I put full confidence in his ability to work us out. The thing that sold me with you, all this other stuff you've added, it's nice in politics, because I talked to a gentleman today, and he throws out the tax dollars and all that, really puffs up the county supervisor and all, not me. I mean, we need a tax flow and all, but the thing that sold me, all these other things you mentioned are nothing but the fruit. I look at the root, and you know what sold me on you right off the bat was your passion. That's all. The conviction and depth in your voice. That's what sold me. So I knew it was a good program. So that's what sold me. So, any more discussion? I had to get my 2 cents in, Mr. Chairman, before I finished up here.
No, I think, I'm glad to see we're gonna get it worked out. I wanted you to be there, and I hope you understand that.
I do.
We gotta be careful.
I understand.
Yes, and he's exactly right. We have to work. Everything that he said, I agree with, because we just can't say, we can't show partiality regardless of the church and all, which we have to do everything broadly for everybody to have the option. Okay. So,
I understand that.
thank you, sir, for your
All right,
time.
thank you so much. All right, I'll look here.
I'll call you.
All right.
All right. Yes, sir, the Armory update. Thank y'all, ladies, for showing up.
Okay, thank y'all, thank y'all.
Okay, just a short update for you. The school system has received a special use permit from the town of Chatham, so that they are now allowed to have a school there. We met with the superintendent last week, and they had a fairly extensive list of all the repairs and the HVAC, seeing all those costs. What we are proposing to do is to take care of the fire alarm system, which has to be installed, and there's got to be some modifications to the fence on both sides of the facility, and the sheriff has agreed to allow us to use his inmates to paint the building on the inside. So that's sort of where we are right now, and their anticipation is they want to be open this fall and ready for business, and that's what we're going to try and do on our side to help move it forward.
And just to add to that, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, we have a meeting about a lease between the county and the school. One of the conditions of the financing was that the county had to maintain ownership of it, but we could lease it to appropriate parties. So it'll be a simple lease where we'll outline who pays for what. We will still retain access for Mark Moore and his recreation program, as well as for community events, but we'll hammer out the details about insurance and utilities and all that.
Yes, sir,
We
Mr.
should have
Chairman.
to you about the June meetings.
Any ideas or opinions or information on the requested relief of the burden?
Yes. We got a formal letter from the state about getting relief from the CSA fine if we use this as a school. They said that they, basically the tone of the letter was they were receptive to the idea, but we had to follow the bureaucratic steps. And so what the steps are, at the CSA meeting, our local meeting on Thursday, they have to adopt a motion or resolution where they formally request this action, and then we have to fill out an application to place it on the state board's OCS, DSS meeting for formal action. So it's moving along. We just have to do the local step and then the state step. There's no guarantees it'll be accepted, but we are getting it to decision time.
And we and official request from the CPMT board.
Exactly.
It can't come from us.
That's coming Thursday.
Come from that board.
Okay, so we're making this an out front priority.
Exactly.
So it is on their agenda for the meeting Thursday at 2 o'clock.
Thank you.
And I'll be there at that meeting, so.
Thank you, sir.
And then probably, we're gonna have to start working the phones, and then we're gonna probably show up in mass in Richmond to support this, I would imagine, at whatever date they give us.
Actually, I think it goes before like their council of state.
Yeah, it does.
Is not who has the make.
Yeah, we need to go down.
Yeah.
We need to be there that day. So we gotta get on their agenda and be ready for that meeting, so.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Chairman? Anything else from the committee? All right, how about you, Mr. Scarce?
I'm good.
Mr. Vice Chairman, is there anything else that you see that we need to cover in all its parameters and
Everything.
intrinsic value?
I think you guys did an awesome job.
Do you think we did anything surreptitiously, a subterfuge? Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion that we adjourn?
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Second. All in favor? Aye. See you.